Have you ever wondered if your cat actually understands when you're upset? Or worse, if they even care? Most cat owners make the mistake of thinking that indifference is the only setting in cat behavior, but they are wrong. The truth is, feline language is full of hidden apologies that we humans, obsessed with words, miss completely. If you punish your cat or increase their cat stress because you think they don't care, you might actually be rejecting their desperate attempt to make peace. Today, I'm not just going to reveal the 10 hidden signals your feline friend uses to say, "I'm sorry." I'm going to explain the exact science behind every gesture, based on recent studies that debunk myths we've believed for decades. And please, pay close attention to number 10. It is the most misunderstood behavior of all, the one we often mistake for arrogance, but is actually pure vulnerability. Sign 1. The art of avoidance, the ignoring myth. Let's start with a signal that 90% of people interpret backward: avoidance. Picture the scene. You scold your cat because they knocked over a vase. What do? They sit down, turn their back to you, and start grooming themselves or staring at a blank wall. Your human reaction? Look at that attitude, they're ignoring me. But stop for a second. In the wild, for a predator, staring someone in the eyes during a conflict is a declaration of war. It is a challenge. When your cat looks away or turns their back while the tension is high, they are actively de-escalating the bomb. They are using a calming signal. They are telling their brain and yours, "I am not a threat, and I do not want to fight." We had a viewer share that after a conflict, their cat sits nearby but refuses to meet their gaze, looking down and to the side. That isn't pride. That is respect. If your cat ignores you while you are angry, they are screaming truce in the only way their evolution allows them to. Sign 2. Proximity maintenance, the shadowing effect. Now let's look at a behavior that often follows avoidance, something researchers call proximity maintenance. Have you ever noticed that after a tense moment, your cat doesn't come to you, but they don't leave the room either? They just exist near you. Maybe they sit on the other end of the couch or lie down in the doorway. Many owners think, if he was sorry, he would come cuddle. But you are missing the point. Cats are solitary hunters. They don't need a pack to survive like dogs do. If a cat chooses to stay in the same room as a potential threat, when you're angry, that is a deliberate, calculated choice. By staying within your orbit without demanding interaction, they are testing the waters. They are saying, "I am not leaving. I am waiting for you to be ready." It is a passive apology. If you walk into the kitchen and they quietly follow you, sitting at a distance, do not ignore it. Acknowledge them. They are shadowing you to repair the bond without forcing a confrontation. Sign 3. The slow blink, the biological reset. Let's move to the most famous signal, but one that is explained poorly in almost every video online. The slow blink. Yes, we know it means trust, but let's go deeper. A study from the University of Sussex proved that this isn't just a "I love you." It is a physiological switch. When you are angry, your body radiates tension. Your cat feels it. When they choose to look at you and deliberately close their eyes, they are putting themselves at a tactical disadvantage. A predator never closes its eyes in front of a danger. But here is the science most people miss. If you return that slow blink, the cortisol levels, the stress hormone, in your cat drop measurably. It is a biofeedback loop. They calm you, you calm them. If your cat does this after you've raised your voice, it's not random. They are checking if the emotional Wi-Fi connection between you two still works. Always return the blink. If you ignore it, your cat registers the attempt as failed and their anxiety spikes. Sign 4. The tail hook, the question mark. Pay close attention to your cat's tail the next time you enter a room after a disagreement. A cat's tail is their emotional barometer. If your cat walks towards you with their tail held high in the air, but the very tip is curved over like a question mark or a shepherd's crook, this is a specific diplomatic signal. In feline language, A vertical tail indicates a willingness to interact, but that little hook at the end, that is the question. They are literally asking permission to enter your personal space again. It is a signal of friendly intent used to break the ice. If they walk past you with this question mark tail and brush against your leg, they are waiting for a response. If you pet them or speak softly, you have answered, yes. If you ignore it, they often retreat, confused. That tiny curve is their way of asking, are we friends again? Sign 5. The different purr, the vocal gap. Here is where we fill a huge gap in understanding. Most people think purring only equals happiness. But veterinarians know that cats also purr when they are injured, scared, or even dying. Why? Because purrs between 20 and 140 Hz have therapeutic properties. They can actually promote bone and tissue healing. But they also have a social function. Behaviorists call them solicitation purrs. One of our subscribers once shared that after accidentally hurting their cat, the cat returned making soft, almost mournful meows. Often, after a conflict, a cat will approach and start purring intensely, almost vibrating, but without the playful body language. They aren't saying, I'm happy. They are saying, I am self-healing from the stress of this fight, and I'm trying to heal you too. It is an attempt to lower the heart rate of both parties. Do not shoo them away thinking they just want food. They are trying to repair the emotional fracture with vibrations. Before the next 5 signal, I want to hear from you. Understanding cat behavior is a journey. When your feline friend is apologizing to lower cat stress, do they use physical contact or subtle feline language? Share your story below to help us all decode these feline masterpieces together. Sign 6. The scent overwrite, headbutting. Have you ever had your cat headbutt your hand or rub their cheek vigorously against your shin right after you've scolded them? This is technically known as bunting, and it is much more than a hug. It is chemical warfare against stress. Cats have scent glands located on their cheeks, forehead, and chin. These glands release pheromones that mark territory and safety. When you are angry or stressed, your body chemistry changes. You literally smell different to your cat. You smell like conflict. By bunting against you, your cat is trying to overwrite that conflict smell with their own safety scent. They are reclaiming you. They are depositing their chemical signature back onto your skin to restore the group scent. It is their way of saying, you don't smell like my human right now, so I am going to fix that. It is an act of ownership and reassurance. Sign 7. Deep pressure therapy, the physical imposition. Have you ever noticed that sometimes, when you are furious or sad, your cat doesn't just stay near you? They literally climb on top of you. Maybe they sit on your chest or your legs with all their dead weight. As someone in our community wisely pointed out, this is a powerful, direct form of apology. It isn't just being close, it is the feline equivalent of a bear hug. In human occupational therapy, we use weighted blankets to calm anxiety. The weight stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system. Your cat is doing the exact same thing. It is called physical imposition. If after you've scolded him, he comes back and plants himself on your lap, pinning you down, he is saying, I am not letting go until you have calmed down. He is using his body as an anchor to stabilize your mood. It's not intrusion, it's emotional first aid. Sign 8. The peace offering, resource sharing. I'm not talking about dead mice, that is teaching, but about their favorite toy left on your shoe while you watch TV fuming. In a feral cat colony, sharing food or resources is the ultimate sign of belonging to the group. If your cat brings you their favorite plush toy after a moment of tension, they are sacrificing their most valuable resource to pay tribute to your relationship. Do not toss it aside thinking they want to play fetch. In that specific moment, that toy is an olive branch. Pick it up, look at it, and say thank you. You have just accepted their formal apology. Sign 9. Allogrooming, the scent reset. A viewer once shared an incredible story of 2 cats who, after a violent fight, made peace only when the female began gently licking the male's forehead. This is called allogrooming. It is social grooming. In the wild, cats only groom individuals they consider family. But there is more. Licking releases endorphins in the brain of both the giver and the receiver. If your cat gently nibbles your hand or licks your hair after there has been tension, they are literally trying to wash away the conflict. They are remarking you with their scent to say, "You are mine, I am yours, let's delete the smell of stress." If you pull away in disgust, you are rejecting a ritual of bond purification. Let them do it for a few seconds. It is the seal of peace. Sign 10, the belly, the great misunderstanding. And here we are at the final point, the one that causes the most bites and heartbreaks, the exposed belly. You scold the cat, and they immediately flop, showing you their stomach. Warning: this is where most people get it wrong, especially with cats who have a difficult past, something many experienced owners have observed. The vital organs are there. Showing it is not an invitation for a belly rub. It is a signal of extreme submission or total trust. The cat is saying, "I surrender. Look, I am defenseless. Please don't hurt me." If you reach out to touch the belly in that moment, you are violating a peace treaty. The cat bites out of a defensive reflex and you think, "See? He's fake. He lured me in." No. He showed vulnerability and, from his perspective, you took advantage of it. The correct response to an exposed belly after a fight? Do not touch. Look at him, give him a slow blink, and say in a soft voice, "It's okay." Respect the distance. That respect for his boundaries is the greatest apology you can give to him. Leonardo da Vinci said that even the smallest feline is a masterpiece, and he was right. Cats aren't aloof, they are just subtle. Every time your cat chooses to stay in the room instead of walking away, every slow blink, every quiet approach after tension, they are choosing connection over conflict. But here's something that might surprise you. If cats are constantly trying to repair the bond, what if we are the ones accidentally damaging it? Because while your cat is using calming signals and vulnerability to keep the relationship intact, many owners unknowingly trigger stress responses every single day. In the next video, I break down the 9 invisible habits that quietly raise your cat's cortisol levels, alter their brain chemistry, and create anxiety without you even realizing it. If you truly care about understanding your cat's emotional language, you need to see both sides of the equation, how they apologize, and how we sometimes hurt them without meaning to. Click the video on your screen, because once you understand how to stop breaking the bond, everything your cat does will start to make sense.